clicks of cameras, murmurs of reporters inside the White House. On the evening of October 8th, inside the ornate Blue Room of the White House, President Donald Trump was hosting a roundtable on domestic extremism when something unusual happened. Standing at the back, Secretary of State Marco Rubio caught his attention. He walked over, slipped a handwritten note into the president's hand, and whispered something inaudible. Photographers zoomed in. The note read, "You need to approve a Truth Social post soon, so you can announce deal first." Within seconds, Trump looked up, nodded, and smiled. And then, the words that changed the night.
I was just given a note by the Secretary of State saying that we're very close to a deal in the Middle East, and they're going to need me pretty quickly, so I will take a couple of more questions.
Hours later, the world found out what that note meant. In a dramatic post on Truth Social, President Trump announced that Israel and Hamas had agreed to the first phase of his long-awaited Gaza peace plan.
All of the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed-upon line as the first steps toward a strong, durable, and everlasting peace.
This was the moment the world had been waiting for. A glimmer of calm after 2 years of relentless bloodshed. Trump thanked the mediators, Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey, calling it a sacred mission for humanity. Within hours, the White House confirmed the 21-point peace plan was finally in motion. Sources close to the negotiations tell the Associated Press that the first phase includes the release of all 20 living hostages held by Hamas, expected within days. A partial Israeli withdrawal from 70% of the Gaza Strip. The release of several hundred Palestinian prisoners from Israeli jails. The entry of humanitarian aid, monitored by mediators in Doha and Cairo. Israeli officials say the deceased hostages will be repatriated in later phases. It is not a full peace, but a pause. A moment of relief in a war that began 2 years ago with Hamas's October 7, 2023 attack that killed 1,200 Israelis, and Israel's massive response that left over 67,000 Palestinians dead. This deal is the first genuine ceasefire since that day. In Tel Aviv, the news broke like a wave of emotion. Families of hostages flooded the squares, hugging, crying, waving flags. Some popped champagne, others sang the national anthem. Amid them, Einav Zangauka, mother of hostage Matan Zangauka, who has been waiting for 2 years.
Thank you to the people of Israel. Thank you to the soldiers of the IDF. Thank you to President Trump. Thank you to everyone who helped bring my boy and all the hostages home. Matan is on the way home.
From Jerusalem to Washington, reactions poured in. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu thanked Trump and vowed to bring every hostage home.
I would. I might do that. I may do that. We haven't decided exactly. I'll be going to Egypt most likely. That's where everybody is gathered right now.
From Gaza, Hamas released a statement saying it had reached the deal after serious and responsible negotiations with Trump's team. The group said it views the agreement as a victory for steadfast resistance and diplomacy. But beneath the optimism lies a deep unease. Trump's plan demands that in later phases, Hamas must demilitarize, a demand Hamas has not accepted. Nor has anyone agreed on what happens next. Who governs Gaza once Israeli troops pull back, or how long the ceasefire will hold. Still, for now, the rockets have fallen silent. The border crossings prepare for aid trucks. The streets of Gaza City echo with a fragile calm. Back in Washington, Trump framed the deal as a strong, durable, and everlasting peace. But history in this region rarely fits those words. For Israel, the return of hostages has united a grieving nation, even as political fractures remain. For Hamas, the deal brings breathing space, but also questions about its survival if disarmament looms. For Trump, this is the most significant foreign policy breakthrough of his presidency, a personal victory he calls a gift from God. Yet the final question lingers: is this peace or merely a pause?